The Titanic. Just the name conjures images of massive size and opulence. She was the largest ship of her time, a floating palace of dreams. Built in Belfast, Ireland, the Titanic embodied the height of Edwardian engineering and luxury. She was more than just a ship, she was a symbol of human ambition and progress. Little did anyone know, this majestic vessel would soon meet a tragic end. The Titanic was designed to be the ultimate transatlantic liner. She could carry over 2,200 passengers and crew. Her interiors rivaled the finest hotels with grand staircases, luxurious dining saloons, and even a swimming pool. The ship was equipped with the latest technology, including wireless telegraphy. The Titanic, it seemed, had it all. The Titanic was built for speed, designed to cross the Atlantic in record time. This marvel of engineering was the pride of the White Star Line, a symbol of human ingenuity and ambition. The shipyard buzzed with activity as workers meticulously assembled the vessel, each rivet and plate contributing to the grandeur of what was to be the largest and most luxurious ship of its time. Her powerful engines promised a swift and comfortable journey. The Titanic's propulsion system was a marvel, featuring 2 reciprocating steam engines and a low-pressure turbine, driving 3 massive propellers. These engines were capable of producing an impressive 46,000 horsepower, ensuring that the ship could maintain a steady speed even in the roughest of seas. Passengers were divided into 3 classes, each with its own set of amenities. The passenger list was a who's who of society, with names that would be recognized in any social circle. As they boarded, they were greeted by the ship's crew, who were trained to provide the highest level of service. The compartments were designed to offer comfort and convenience, with each class enjoying facilities that were considered top-notch for the era. First-class passengers enjoyed unparalleled luxury, with access to opulent dining rooms, spacious cabins, and the iconic grand staircase. The first-class dining room was a sight to behold, with its elegant decor and fine china. Passengers could dine on gourmet meals prepared by top chefs, and then retire to their lavish cabins, which were equipped with the latest amenities, while second-class accommodations were comfortable and spacious. Second-class passengers had their own dining room and lounge, where they could relax and socialize. The cabins were well appointed, offering a level of comfort that was often reserved for first class on other ships. The second-class experience on the Titanic was designed to make passengers feel like they were traveling in style. Even third-class passengers, many of whom were immigrants seeking a new life in America, were afforded a level of comfort uncommon on other ships of the era. The third-class accommodations were simple but clean, with shared dining rooms and communal spaces where passengers could gather. For many, the Titanic represented a new beginning, a chance to start fresh in a new land. The atmosphere on board was one of excitement and anticipation. Passengers strolled the decks, enjoying the fresh sea air and the company of their fellow travelers. Social gatherings were a common occurrence, with music and dancing providing entertainment. The Titanic was not just a means of transportation, it was a floating palace where dreams were made. For the wealthy and fashionable, the maiden voyage was the social event of the season. High society figures dressed in their finest attire, eager to see and be seen. The Titanic's first-class accommodations were the epitome of luxury, with every detail designed to impress. From the grand staircase to the elegant dining rooms, the ship was a showcase of opulence. For the immigrants in steerage, it was a journey filled with hope for a brighter future. They came from all corners of Europe seeking a new life in America. Despite the modest accommodations, the Titanic offered them a level of comfort and safety that was rare for the time. The journey was a chance to leave behind the hardships of the past and look forward to new opportunities. No one could have imagined that this journey of dreams would soon turn into a nightmare. The collision with the iceberg was sudden and catastrophic, sending shock waves through the ship. Distress signals were sent out, and the crew worked tirelessly to evacuate passengers. Lifeboats were launched, but there were not enough for everyone. The Titanic, once a symbol of human achievement, became a tragic reminder of the fragility of life. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic set sail from Southampton, England, on her maiden voyage to New York City. Excitement filled the air as the massive ship slipped into the open sea. On board were people from all walks of life, each with their own story to tell. Among them were millionaires and socialites, artists and businessmen, and families seeking a fresh start in the new world. The first few days of the voyage were uneventful. Passengers settled into the routine of life on board, enjoying the luxurious amenities and the camaraderie of fellow travelers. The ship's wireless operators received regular ice warnings from other ships, but these were not uncommon for this time of year. The Titanic, with its advanced design and experienced crew, was thought to be unsinkable. As the Titanic steamed westward, the North Atlantic remained unusually calm. The sea was like glass, reflecting the starlight above, but beneath this tranquil surface, danger lurked. The crew received numerous ice warnings from nearby ships but continued on their course, confident in the Titanic's strength. On the evening of April 14th, the temperature dropped and a chill wind swept across the deck. The sea remained calm, but a sense of unease settled over some of the passengers and crew. Still, the Titanic steamed on at full speed, her lights ablaze in the darkness. No one could have predicted the horror that awaited them. At 11:40 p.m., a lookout in the crow's nest spotted something in the distance, a massive iceberg, its peak towering above the ship's bow. The alarm was raised and the engines were thrown into reverse, but it was too late. The Titanic, unable to turn in time, grazed the iceberg along its starboard side. The impact, though it felt slight to many on board, was fatal. Below decks, the damage was severe. Water poured into several compartments of the ship's hull, and the Titanic began to list slowly to one side. The unsinkable ship was taking on water and the crew realized the gravity of the situation. Distress calls were sent out, crackling through the night, hoping against hope for a rescue. Section 6. Chaos in the Dark. As the situation became clear, panic began to set in among the passengers. The order to launch the lifeboats was given, but there were not enough lifeboats for everyone on board. The women and children first protocol was followed, leading to heart-wrenching scenes of families being separated. On the deck, chaos reigned as passengers and crew struggled to make sense of the unfolding tragedy. The band played on, their music a haunting soundtrack to the disaster. Some passengers bravely accepted their fate, while others clung desperately to hope. In the icy waters surrounding the sinking ship, the cries of those who had gone into the sea echoed through the night. Section 7. Stories of Courage and Sacrifice. Amidst the chaos and fear, acts of courage and selflessness shone through. The wireless operators, Jack Phillips and Harold Bride, continued to send out distress calls until the very end. The band played on, hoping to keep spirits high. Millionaire Benjamin Guggenheim, dressed in his finest attire, helped load women and children into lifeboats, declaring he would go down like a gentleman. There were stories of love and sacrifice. Isidore and Ida Strauss, an elderly couple, chose to face their fate together, refusing to be separated. Molly Brown, a socialite, took charge of her lifeboat, urging the women to row for their lives. In the face of unimaginable tragedy, the human spirit endured. Section 8. A Legacy Forged in Tragedy. At 2:20 a.m. on April 15, 1912, the Titanic broke apart and sank beneath the waves, taking with her over 1,500 souls. This tragic event marked one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history. The ship, once deemed unsinkable, met its fate in the icy waters of the North Atlantic, leaving a lasting impact on maritime practices and safety regulations. The Carpathia, responding to the Titanic's distress calls, arrived on the scene hours later to find only a smattering of lifeboats and a sea of debris. Survivors huddled together in the lifeboats, shivering from the cold and in shock from the ordeal they had just endured. The rescue operation was a somber one, as the Carpathia's crew pulled the fortunate few from the lifeboats and brought them aboard. The world was stunned by the news of the disaster. Headlines around the globe reported the unimaginable loss, and people everywhere mourned the lives lost. The sinking of the Titanic became a symbol of human vulnerability and the unpredictable power of nature. The sinking of the Titanic sent shockwaves around the world. It was a stark reminder of the power of nature and the limits of human ingenuity. The disaster highlighted the need for better safety measures and more stringent regulations in the maritime industry. It was a stark reminder of the power of nature and the limits of human ingenuity. The Titanic's wreckage, lying on the ocean floor, serves as a haunting testament to the tragedy. The ship's remains are a silent witness to the events of that fateful night, a reminder of the lives lost and the lessons learned. In the aftermath of the tragedy, inquiries were launched, and maritime safety regulations were overhauled. The investigations revealed numerous shortcomings in safety protocols and emergency preparedness. These findings led to significant changes in maritime law, including the requirement for sufficient lifeboats for all passengers and crew, and regular lifeboat drills. The disaster led to the establishment of the International Ice Patrol, which continues to monitor icebergs in the North Atlantic to this day. This organization plays a crucial role in ensuring the safety of ships traveling through these treacherous waters, preventing another tragedy like the Titanic from occurring. The legacy of the Titanic lives on, not just in the memories of those who perished, but in the improved safety measures that protect countless lives today. Section 9. Lessons from a Silent Giant. Over a century after its sinking, the Titanic continues to fascinate and haunt us. This grand ship, once deemed unsinkable, met a tragic fate on its maiden voyage, forever etching its name in history. The Titanic was not just a ship, it was a symbol of human ambition and technological prowess, a floating palace that promised luxury and safety. The wreck of the ship, discovered in 1985, serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of humility. As divers explore the eerie remains, they uncover not just artifacts, but stories frozen in time. Each piece of the wreck tells a tale of the lives that were abruptly changed on that fateful night. The stories of those who were lost and those who survived continue to resonate through time. The bravery of the crew, the desperation of the passengers, and the heartbreak of the families left behind are woven into the fabric of our collective memory. These personal accounts bring a human element to the tragedy, making it more than just a historical event. The Titanic tragedy teaches us about the importance of safety, highlighting the critical need for adequate lifeboats and emergency procedures. It was a harsh lesson that led to significant changes in maritime regulations, ensuring that such a disaster would never happen again. The improvements in ship design and safety protocols are a direct result of the lessons learned from the Titanic. The power of the human spirit is evident in the stories of those who helped each other in the face of certain death. Acts of heroism and selflessness emerged amidst the chaos, showcasing the best of humanity even in the darkest of times. These stories inspire us to be better, to help one another, and to find strength in unity. And the enduring nature of hope, even in the face of unimaginable loss, is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Survivors and their families found ways to rebuild their lives, honoring the memory of those who were lost. Their stories remind us that hope can persist, even when all seems lost. It reminds us that even in our greatest moments of pride and achievement, we are all subject to the forces of nature and the unpredictable twists of fate. The Titanic story is a humbling reminder that no matter how advanced our technology or how grand our ambitions, we are not invincible. Nature's power is a force to be respected and revered. The Titanic may lie silent on the ocean floor, but her story continues to echo, urging us to remember the past and learn from its lessons. It calls on us to honor the memories of those who perished and to carry forward the lessons learned, ensuring that such a tragedy never repeats. The Silent Giant speaks volumes, reminding us of our shared humanity and the enduring quest for safety and progress.